Hey everyone, it's Mr. Olivo. I just wanted to make a very quick video for you just to help you out with partial products. So partial products, unlike standard algorithm, we actually are going to make smaller multiplication problems and add up the products that we get from those smaller multiplication problems. And it looks a little something like this. So we're going to start with 3 times 7, but instead of doing 3 times 7 mentally the way we would do with standard algorithm, we're actually going to write it down on the side, 3 times 7. And that answer that I get, 3 times 7, which is 21, I am actually going to write the entire answer or the entire product right here on this line. Instead of regrouping the 2 up top, the way you would do with standard algorithm, with partial products, you're going to write the entire product right here on that line. And what I've been telling the students to help keep them organized, you may notice that I have drawn lines to keep the place values in check. I'm also asking that after each partial product is written down, that we draw a line separating each one of them as well, just to keep our work nice and organized, and so we don't accidentally add the wrong numbers together. Our next problem will be 3 times 2. So we've been working on the students, reminding them that it always starts with the bottom number on the right-hand side, multiplying the top number, and then we'll move on to the 6 later. So 3 times 2. However, with partial products, we don't actually multiply the digit that you see, which is 2. We multiply what that digit is worth. So this 3 is worth 3 because it's in the ones place. But this 2 is actually worth 20 because it's in the tens place. It represents 20. So what we really want to write down is 3 times 20 right here. 3 times 20. And one way that I've given, one strategy that I've worked with the students on helping them do this mental math very quickly is this. We're going to take this 0. We're going to automatically put that 0 down, starting with the ones place. And then we're going to look at what's left, which is 3 times 2. 3 times 2 gives me 6, so my answer is going to be 60. Okay? And now we'll move on to the next one, which is 3 times 400. Remember, it's not 4. We multiply in partial products what it's worth. So we're going to do, before we do that, remember, after each layer, we want to go ahead and draw our line. The students, if there are any students who are watching, they know it's a big deal. I make a big deal about putting the lines first before we do any math. So 3 times 400, let's write it down. And once again, we're going to start with our zeros. This time we have 2 zeros, so we're going to go ahead and put 2 zeros in our answer. 1, 2. And what's left is 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Making sure that our place values stay where they belong. And before I move any further, once again, I'm going to draw my line that separates my work. And we are finished with 3 because 3 has multiplied 3 times 7, 3 times 20, and 3 times 400. Now we're going to move on to the 6. Remember though, partial products, we multiply what the digits are worth. So instead of 6, this is 60. 60 times 7. We're going to do the same thing with our 0 here. That 0 will automatically be put into the ones column. We're left with 6 times 7. So 6 times 7 is going to be 42. Okay, we are going to move on to the next problem. Our next problem is going to be 60 times 20. 60 times 20. Okay, and once again, our zeros, we're going to start with our zeros. We have 2 zeros, a 0 here and a 0 here. Just like over here, the 400 had 2 zeros. This 60 has a 0 and this 20 has a 0. That still counts as 2 zeros. So we're going to go ahead and enter both of our zeros. That leaves us with 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is going to give us 12. And finally, the last multiplication problem that we have to solve is 60 times 400. Once again, Pow pow on Mr. Olivo. Mr. Olivo didn't draw his line. All right. And we're going to go ahead and put our zeros, 1 0, 2 0, 3 0. Start from the ones place, 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros. That leaves me with 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is going to be 24. And now that we're done with all of our multiplication, we can add up all of our digits. So we're going to go ahead and put our addition symbol. We're going to put our addition line. 1 plus a bunch of zeros is going to equal 1. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Now we do regroup at the addition portion of this problem is the only time that we do regroup. So this line does equal to 10. So we need to regroup our 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6, and 2 plus nothing is going to give us 2. Notice I didn't bother with the commas whenever I had a number in the thousands place up here because we've been finding that it's been a little confusing for our students. However, once we do get to the answer, we do want to make sure our comma is in the correct place, ones place, tens place, hundreds place, and here goes our comma in between the hundreds and thousands place. So this is a quick example of how you can do partial products at home. I know that seems like a lot of steps, but one of the things that does help is using the place value grid. So this little grid that we created for ourselves as the problem kept developing, that will definitely help to make sure that all of our numbers go in the correct place and that we don't accidentally add the wrong numbers together. So it helps us keep our work nice and neat and organized. And also the other strategy that I really want the students to really focus on is making sure on each one of these levels that we start by putting our zeros into the ones place and moving towards the left. So if you have 1 0, make sure you automatically put it in the ones place and just do the multiplication problem that's left of 3 times 2, which gives you 6. Down here we have 2 zeros, so start with the ones place, 1, 2 zeros, and just do 3 times 4. And even if your zeros are separated, make sure, same strategy, there are still 2 zeros here, 1, 2, and we do 6 times 2, which is 12. Same thing for down here. Put your zeros first, 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros, and complete by doing the multiplication problem that is left, 6 times 4, 24, and add them all up. All right, hope this helps in case anybody was confused. The area model problems are the exact same thing, except you are just filling in a rectangle with the partial products that you're creating. I will also create a video for the area model in case anyone needs help with that. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Enjoy.